Good morning. My name is Stephen Marone, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 2014 People to People Technology and Leadership Summit exhibition. At this time, I would like to welcome a retired NASA payload specialist and a person who has been in space for over 450 hours worth of time, and also, more importantly, a longtime friend of our program, Dr. Roger Crouch.
Be really brief. I know what you guys are anxious to do is get up here and show us how much you've accomplished this week. Mostly what you've accomplished is not going to be shown by your robot, but going to be shown by your lives from here on out. You've learned how to do teamwork. You've learned how to take failures and learn from them and move forward and make progress. And so we're looking forward to seeing that and your creativity today. That's always amazing to me. So good luck. I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Crouch. And at this time, I'd like to welcome one of the brains behind our program, Deb Carano.
Good morning, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to our 2014 Robotics exhibition. The students worked in teams to produce a prototype to make the world a better place for one or many. The project fostered their skills in leadership, in teamwork, communication, dedication, and understanding that failure is an option, that they can learn from their failure. So, at this point, we're going to begin our exhibition, and we're going to celebrate everyone's achievements. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Fisher Himes from Minburn, Iowa.
I'm Julia, I'm from Virginia.
I'm Christopher Gribeau from South Africa.
And I'm Court Matchell from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Our robot is a prototype of a self-driving car.
People drive cars every day, and a lot of them die from car accidents each year. That's why we designed this robot to decrease the number of accidents.
We designed the code specifically to detect many objects in front of it, and if it was going to sail like off a cliff. We designed it so its robot would react differently to different instances that may happen on the road.
Okay, so let's demonstrate how it works. Firstly, we got the ultrasonic sensor, which will detect oncoming objects and will stop and turn in different directions to avoid collisions. The second thing that we're supposed to have, or like we have there, is a light sensor which detects different shades of grey. It was supposed to detect the edge of the table. Yeah, supposedly. And also the black line, it would turn at the black line and stop at the yellow line. The problem is, when we built this robot and calibrated it, it was nighttime, it was dark, so, and we didn't have the time to recalibrate it this morning. So yeah, that's probably why it didn't sense the edge of the table, because it was working perfectly last night. Yeah, so I guess that's it.
Hi guys, we're Team 6 and I'm Justin and I'm from Wisconsin.
I'm Jonathan Wrigley and I'm from New Jersey.
I'm Nico Nakala and I'm from Nigeria.
And I'm Rowan Raxdale from Wyoming.
After trying to brainstorm various problems that humans face every day with these guys, we decided that a problem that we face is that to use your mobile phone while you're doing something else.
Stuff like cooking dinner, driving cars, Doing all sorts of things can always stop you in your tracks and trying to do it. Urgent text message, things like that.
So we dreamed big and decided to take a creative approach to our robot.
We figured out that we couldn't actually program this robot to know what to do with every single app on the mobile phone. So instead, we took a simple approach and we pretty much made it play the popular mobile game Piano Tiles.
When scaled up, we believed that the robot could be able to do tasks such as send text messages, take notes, and make phone calls. And that would be when a person is doing activities where they can't use their phone, such as driving.
To play piano tiles, the robot uses a swinging arm and a light sensor. The light sensor detects light intensity to know which tile is black or white.
Then the motor will switch or swing back and forth and then go up and down and use a stylus to tap the tiles that are black.
So we're gonna run a test of this right now. You want to run it? Okay. Okay, so as you can see, we had problems with the light sensor not being consistent every single time. Sometimes it would detect the black tile, sometimes it wouldn't. But if we had a better light sensor, we feel like we could have made this prototype work more efficiently.
Thank you guys for listening.
Hi, I'm Jacob Edwards from Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Ben Eagling from Los Angeles, California.
I'm Dylan Winscombe from Hollister, Missouri.
And my name's Craig Tan from Alameda, California.
So what our robot does is it has two claw-like structures on the bottom so that it can kind of go around and sweep things up. It can bring them to you, push them away. In this case, it should push them into a garbage can, these two cans.
Now, this robot helps humanity by, say, an old war veteran. He can hardly get up from his bed. He can easily now clean up his table just by the click of a button.
Now, about a week ago, this is not what we had in mind. We had originally planned to get a robot that had a crane that would pick up the can itself and then pin it upwards so that people wouldn't have to bend down as far to pick it up. But due to lack of motors, this is where we're at. So.
Hi, my name is Shreyas and I'm from Illinois.
Hi, my name is Joey and I'm from Concord, California.
And I'm Grant from Michigan.
And we are Team 7. So what we had in mind is our robot is a driverless car that can navigate itself, similar to Team 1's idea. But so pretty much every year there are many traffic accidents that cause deaths because of like human error and drugs that cause it. So we believe that if cars can talk to each other, communicate, and can drive themselves, There'll be fewer accidents and even less traffic to get you around to places quicker. So we have 3 main sensors on this robot, and Joy will explain the first one.
So the first one is a touch sensor. There's 2 touch sensors, but this one is right here, and it is used to detect if it bumps into anything in front of it, which it isn't supposed to do, but just in case it does on the road, it would stop and then it backs up. And in this case, it turns because it's part of the obstacle course, but on the road, it wouldn't really turn.
The second sensor, which is this also, the other touch sensor, is for if the robot's about to go off the road or a cliff even, the car will stop and back up before it falls off.
And the last sensor is an ultrasonic sensor that's on the top, and this scans for obstacles ahead of it. And if it does see something, it will stop, and it will use this motor to turn both ways and look which way has the fewest obstacles, and will turn that way. So here we will demonstrate the robot, and there's a little surprise at the end. It has fewest obstacles. So now it turns this way. It's about to turn off, so it turns both ways. Our turning radius was a bit of a problem because we couldn't get exactly to turn 90 degrees. And if you see if it bumps into something, it backs up, looks both ways, continues to turn. In the future, we didn't have enough
Okay, I am Christopher Parhisgar, and I'm from Yuba City, California.
I'm Sean Vitrio, and I'm from Florida.
I'm Mina from San Clemente, California.
And I'm Jaden Ingham from Idaho.
I would first like to tell you about our robot, and the first 2 days we built a robot that was stationary and had just a claw, and we realized that it was too easy for us, so we took it all apart and restarted by looking up a design on the internet and not copying it, but modifying a spinning robot and added a claw to make it our own, so we wouldn't just copy one to challenge ourselves.
The robot is consistent of 3 motors, 1 for the claw, and then 2 for the tires inside so it can do a 360 turn, and there's 2 tires in the front and the back to keep it stable while it's moving.
And so what our robot does is it uses its claw in the front, which we control, to pick up objects and organize them. And were someone to pick up this design and invest in it, it could be used on a larger scale in, say, construction or in warehouses to pick up large objects and move them around with more ease. In addition, it could be used by, say, elderly or people who are injured and can't do this type of work, or on a smaller scale in the house if they, say, can't bend down and pick things up.
Our robot consists of 3 motors, 2 in the back that controls the main wheels, and then the one that controls the claw. The way we control this is by an application on the Play Store called NXT Mindstoring Remote Control. And it connects to the Bluetooth device built in the NXT robot and connects to your phone. Now this works, the Bluetooth works by switching motors, because we have 3. It switches to the back 2 motors and then the other one to release the ball. So you're constantly switching back and forth. And there's a 360 turn. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Amicus Norong Embler from Dallas, Oregon.
Hi, I'm Brian Smith from Huntington Beach, California.
Hi, I am Justin Raines from Phoenix, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Chris or Sawadikram. I'm from Thailand.
Today we are showcasing the results of our 10-day robotics project, and we refer to it as the DOE, which stands for Dog Occupying Hurler, or DOH.
And its objective is to occupy dogs while their owners are away. If there are any pet owners in the audience, you'll know that dogs often respond in a few ways when their owners are away. One is to be destructive and destroy anything in sight. Another is to be lethargic and not get anything done while they're there. So we're going to try and solve this problem with our robotics project.
We made 2 models of this claw. We encountered some difficulties with both of them, but eventually we went with this one. So we also had difficulty picking up the ball, so we made a wall to help it pick it up.
So what this does is that this robot backs up, picks up the ball and scoops it up. The dog catches the ball and brings the balls back to where it was before, and now we'll demonstrate. So for future improvements, we would put like sensors here so that it could detect when the dog is bringing the ball back. Because in reality, like the robot would, if the ball didn't come in time, it would already scoop up. So there will be a ball there.
Thank you for your attention.
Hi, we are Robotics Team 4. I'm Adam Salt from New Jersey.
I'm Matt Bedos from Ohio.
I'm Cami Wong from Vermont.
I'm Shay Gormley from New York.
Our robot addresses the problem of oversleeping. Every day, thousands, even millions of people suffer from this serious problem. It's an epidemic, but soon this will be a problem of the past. Some have compared this invention to the printing press, others to the invention of the light bulb, but it's more than that. I present to you the Clockulus Drift, mankind's first step into artificial intelligence. This state-of-the-art device will not only act as a traditional alarm, but will maneuver itself around the room, forcing you to wake up. I present to you the one and only Clockulus Drift.
All right, let's get it going. This is a touch sensor to stop it from going off the edge, and this ultrasonic sensor does nothing. Oops. Here we go. And that was a snooze button, so in case you want to go back to sleep, you're good. And it's done. Wonderful. We would have programmed in functions to make it turn and stuff too, using this ultrasonic sensor, but unfortunately we're having software problems, so we didn't have time to do that.
Okay, so a couple of things we learned from this experience is that success isn't always how we envision it will be. We faced a lot of obstacles along the way, mostly software issues, but in the end, we never really quit and we kept trying, so I guess that's what really matters.
The main point is not either we win or lose. It's about what we've learned from our experience and how we can build off. Like the famous Thomas Edison once quoted, "I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work."
Thank you.
So we're Team 12. I'm Rachel Glenno. I'm from Chicago.
Hi, my name is Eric, and I'm from California.
My name is Skylar Shields, and I'm from California also.
My name is Olawale Johnny. I'm from Nigeria.
The visually impaired are often limited in their actions. They need assistance in moving. Seeing eye dogs fit this role for outdoors, but nothing yet exists for helping maneuver indoor obstacles throughout their homes.
That's why we, Team 12, decided to make a robot that could lead the visually impaired around their home and sense objects when they were close. Here's a demonstration.
As you can see, our robot was designed to help the visually impaired, and every time it detects a wall, it says warning object detected.
Unfortunately, due to the size of our robot, it's not able to sense objects like tables and chairs, and it will go right under them. And the visually impaired person following the robot would run into these objects. But luckily, about halfway through our engineering process, we realized that there was a second team working towards the same goal of helping visually impaired people. And their design is so radically different that theirs can do what ours can, and ours can do what theirs can. So we decided to team up with them.
Hello, I'm Cody Meng, I'm from Houston.
Hello, I'm Zach Seymour from New York.
I'm Nathan Alvarado from Maryland.
I'm Kevin Wong from California.
Alright, and we make up Group 9. And as they just said, we were working towards becoming to help the visually impaired. What we've created is a little handheld gun that detects objects from around thigh level or above, like tables and chairs, and it gives auditory and kinesthetic warnings so that the user doesn't run into them.
Observe as the Blind Gun 3000 shows that it's convenient and easy to use for all blind people, and it is even ambidextrous, so left and right-handed people can use it. As you can see from the demonstration, the warnings are gradual, giving slight alarms to distant threats, and the motor, which turns 2 pieces, increases as you get closer to the object. When you're within several inches, an alarm goes off saying, "Object detected." Unfortunately, our robot cannot sense objects close to the legs. This is where Team 12 comes in.
This is where Team 12 comes in. Our robot's flaws are fixed by their robot skills and vice versa. Together, our robots create the perfect package.
As a product, these robots could be sold together, or one day, with more funding and resources, could be combined into a robot that could sense objects in 360 degrees, both high and low.
We're Team 12.
We're Team 9.
And
together we'll change the world. Thank you.
Hello, we're Team 5, and I'm Alexander Whitcliffe from Canada.
I'm Sarah from Hawaii.
I'm Aaron Padilla from Bakersfield, California.
I'm Adnan from Togo.
The problem we've chosen to address is the fact that the world is becoming messier and messier, and very few efforts have been put in to clean up a mess from an individual's perspective around the house, or just something that you can accidentally drop,
or dirt tracking around the house.
So the function of our robot is to clean. A cleaning robot can help the world because it will allow people to maintain their homes healthy without getting tired. We think it's a good way to improve our lifestyle.
Okay. We ran into several issues in the making of this prototype, such as the coating and the main component, the claw in the back, as you might see. Sarah will explain how we overcame those issues.
So when we started this project, none of us really knew how to use this coding. So we mostly learned through trial and error and from some assistance from the other more experienced groups. We fixed the claw by adding 2 prongs instead of 1 because at first when we started the claw kept slipping out because there wasn't enough holding it down. So we're going to demonstrate our robot.
Our robot is designed so it will continually follow this path and clean as if it was mowing a lawn until we manually grab it and stop it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Caroline Slack from Michigan. I'm Sonia Santos from Colorado.
I'm Mateo from Massachusetts.
I'm Denzel Mathis from the Netherlands.
So this is our robot. It's called iPlug. It automatically plugs in your iPhone using a motor sensor that is right here, and it is used by this touch sensor. The touch sensor automatically senses the iPhone, which sends a message to the motor, which makes it move towards the charging device. And it goes like that. So the basic hope of iPlug is to help those who have problems operating basic charging devices, either because of age or sight or general laziness. But ultimately, we want to promote the standard mobile connections that are possible every day with these fantastic devices through one's thoughts into their phone onto social media. Also, this is a tech camp, and who wouldn't use an automatic plug-in robot?
We haven't finished yet. In the past week of working in our LEGO NXT group, we built one robot that seemed perfect. But then we found out that very late in the game, it was anything but perfect. So yesterday, we began building this robot. But figured out again that we wouldn't be able to actually make it work due to the fact that we had started very late and our new robot was so different from the first that the building had to be revised completely.
So we've decided to take this as a learning experience and try again. Like Mr. Andy and Miss Deb have said this past week, failure is an option. We failed a few times this week, but we didn't let it stop us trying to make everything work. We want to continue failing, continue building so that when it's perfect, we will know that we've done the road to great circles.
And then in the future, we would like to lessen the margin of error and add features such as unplugging your phone and ejecting it from the base. Thank you. So
morning, everybody. I'm Ana. I come from Mexico.
I'm Andrew. I'm from Miami, Florida.
My name is Evan, and I come from Southington, Connecticut.
I'm Raymond. I'm from Virginia. We each came to the submit with our own ideas for robot design. However, we as a group had decided a decision for robot design.
So it is a robot that divides trash from recycling, so that less people who work at trash centers because normally they get really sick because of all the materials they're grabbing with their hands, and it will help those people with technology separate because trash is increasing. We did have some obstacles, and we wanted the robot to move around to actually grab the things, but since we need 3 motors for the arm, we couldn't make it move around. So right now it's a stable machine that moves 360 around.
How the robot works is that it rotates, the claw rotates until it detects an object, and upon detecting the object, it theoretically grabs it, and then places it into the bin according when he touches the sensor. It will drop it into the bin, and after dropping it, it will reset back to default and rotate to pick up an object again. And you can see it senses the object and grabs it. And if we had picked up the other object, then we would have been able to put it into 2 different bins.
So this robot is able to sort between recycling and trash. This solves many problems as we previously discussed. And we did encounter troubles with our prior design. However, this is the one that we found best to solve the solution, or best solve the problem that we had at hand.
Thank you for your attention, and greetings to everyone watching online.
So, hey everyone, I'm Butch Bartels from Southeast Louisiana, Hammond to be exact. And I'm standing alongside Team 11 with Torres, Leonel, and Sukitha. And Leonel will begin by explaining what our security bot does in his native language of French.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Lionel. Mon équipe a travaillé sur un robot de sécurité et qui prend des images quand vous êtes dans une pièce et quand vous ne l'êtes pas.
Hi, I am Alex Torres from Los Angeles, California. Our team has spent the past week building and programming a secure robot. Its function is to take a picture of an intruder with a smartphone. If the intruder walks in the room, it will take a picture. If the intruder moves, it will track him and take another picture. If the intruder moves out of range, it will reset and be ready for once the intruder comes out of the room.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sahita Kasuri, and I'm from Dallas, Texas. Our robot can be used in a variety of situations, ranging from something as simple as preventing your nosy little sister from snooping through your room, or something more serious, like protecting your confidential information in your office. Now, Butch and Torres will demonstrate the exclusive abilities of our robot.
Okay, so while Torres is turning it on, I'll explain what it does. Again, it senses if someone enters the room, and it snaps a picture after he begins the program. Let's see. So it snaps a picture, and then as the person keeps walking, It scans the room to see if it can snag another picture of him. Then it resets for once he leaves the room to see if he might have brought an object out of the room with him. This concludes our presentation. I'd like to thank everyone who made all of this possible.
Hi, I'm Andrew Caldwell from North Carolina. I'm John Barry from New Jersey.
I'm Denise from Hamburg, Germany.
And I'm George from Toronto, Canada. And we are Team 19. One of the problems we wanted to solve is that a lot of people have trouble carrying groceries to the car. As we all know, groceries are heavy. So we wanted to design a robot that can carry groceries from the grocery store to the car.
In particular, our robot would help elderly people as well as people with disabilities who are not able to carry groceries anymore, but also anybody, because I think there's really nobody who likes to carry groceries, and that would make shopping a lot more easier. And as John already said, groceries are sometimes very heavy, so it's good for all health solutions.
Our robot solves this problem without using a remote by using its sensors to detect if it's about to fall or whether it's your foot, or whether that's your foot in front of it, to stop and allow you to pick them back up, put them in the car, if you're at home. Yeah. What's up? Alright, so the way it works is you have your grocery bag with your groceries, and the robot has two hooks on the side, so you can hang it. So once you put the groceries on, you can start the program, and the robot will start to turn until it sees something in front of it, in which case it will follow it. So if you lay your foot in front of it, it'll start following your foot. After it hits an obstacle, it uses its sensors, such as the touch sensor, to know when it's about to fall off, so something like the staircase or something like that, or the ultrasonic sensor to see if there's a wall. And in that case, it'll back up and pretty much try to find something to follow once again. So it finds a wall and it'll do something. And basically, it'll follow you around wherever you tell it to go, whether you motion it with your foot or with your hand, and get your groceries safely and easily to your car or to your home. So that's our grocery carrying robot. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Shayla Jones.
Duncan Small from Virginia.
Jackie Du from New Jersey.
I'm Michelle Sanchez from New Jersey.
We're the 13th team and we present to you the mobile LRAD, or the long range acoustic device.
This device is meant to quell non-lethally domestic situations and military situations like out-of-control concerts or sporting events that get out of hand, or government anarchy.
This eliminates the need for real police to engage in combat with the hive-minded rioters. Through this, we intend to achieve peace in situations where injury, violence, and bloodshed is usually common.
Warning, this device emits a very, very loud, high-frequency noise. So plug your ears when we give the thumbs up.
Team 20. I'm Lexi from Connecticut.
I'm Mohammed from Dubai.
I'm Parker from Florida.
And I'm Hussein from Canada.
So basically, we designed this robot in order to be some kind of like a service dog for the visually impaired, and it works by using the sensors to sense objects in front of it. And
Yeah, so basically we thought that technology is nowadays used for either to perform tasks faster, save time, effort, that's all. We actually think some people need technology for necessities of life, like vision. Like, you need vision. So I think they have the right that we work on technology and to provide them stuff like the blind man's dog, but we actually called it the blind man's camel, or dog, because dogs are too mainstream. And I'm from Dubai, so yeah. Okay, so Parker's going to talk about the construction.
Our construction of the robot is very sturdy. We ran into many technical difficulties in the beginning. With our arm, we only used a single stick, but then we figured that wasn't working because it wasn't holding this touch sensor down on the bottom close enough to the table. So we actually upgraded it and added a lot more and braced it, and now it stays together perfectly fine. And we'll let Sam talk about the coding.
Want to start? Okay, so our robot has a bunch of built-in sensors that we use together so that we can ensure that our visually impaired person can get from point A to point B without getting hurt. So it's got an ultrasonic sensor to sense when things are getting out of hand. It has a touch sensor in front in case the ultrasonic sensor does not work, because the last thing we want is for our visually impaired person to accidentally bump into a tree or a pole. In addition, we have another touch sensor on the bottom that helps to realize if the gradient is changing. That also helps to make sure that the visually impaired person knows that they're not falling off a cliff or anything, like a step or anything of that nature. Thank you.
Hello, we are Team 14. I'm Eric Lambert from Vero Beach, Florida.
I'm Shamar Brown from New York.
And I am Joshua Benham from Buffalo, New York. We are Team 14 and this is our robot Sashka. So the problem we decided to address with our robot was the problem of trash, both on the ground and in trash cans.
Sashka works by picking up rubbish on the ground by using the ancient shovel right here. And it picks up garbage can by using the ancient claw over there. So some of the difficulties that we had were obviously the cup can get caught, or sometimes it wouldn't go in here and it would just fall over. And also getting trash up onto this shovel. But when this is full scale, all of those would be ironed out and it would work a lot better. Also during testing, it fell off the table, completely shattered. So that was also a problem. We had to rebuild the whole thing, and it's a lot better than what it was before, and we're really happy with the results. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Arthur Semmer from the Netherlands. I'm Christopher Baker from Florida.
I'm Bailey from Pennsylvania.
I'm Pad from Sri Lanka.
Originally, we planned to build a garbage truck robot that would pick up and dispose of trash, but after doing the service project at Half Moon Bay, we found ourselves wondering why were we removing the invasive plants when we could build a robot to do it for us. So we talked to our friend Thomas, who lives on a farm, and about what machines they use, and began tinkering with our robot, and eventually it became an agricultural aid.
The robot chassis is designed for maximum efficiency. This stable design provides maximum turning efficiency. This is achieved by the free moving wheel at the back.
The system works by using a worm gear that hooks onto ridges. When the worm gear starts turning, the flooring of the hopper opens. This allows the seeds to fall through. After a while, the worm gear turns in the opposite direction and the opening is sealed. The pulley system you can see on the side here allows for extra traction on the worm gear.
We've also designed a harvester at the back that operates a claw, the back end of the robot, to simulate a harvesting tube. The motor spins the claw so that it's able to cut crops once they've grown. In an ideal real-world simulation, it would distribute them into a hopper. It can even move into a raised position to dig crops that are deeper down.
Fortunately, all the teacher leaders were very supportive of our design and allowed us to use a second brick and a fourth motor. So a very big thank you to them for allowing us to do this.
We'll give a slight demonstration. So as you see, the turn radius is very low. And we can also control the claw. This is used for harvesting and for plowing the ground. This is a really neat.
Hi, my name is Nick Roman. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Hi, my name is Amanda Meza and I come from Zurich, Switzerland.
And my name is Yamiko Schade. I'm from Germany.
So our robot focuses on distributing pet food into a bowl. The idea behind our robot was that people with back pain or an injury would not be able to bend over to scoop the pet food out of the bag or the box. Therefore, our robot will be able to do it for them and prevent any further back injury.
It's automated, so you can also leave your pet alone at home when you're on vacations, in the holidays, and it can feed your pet for you.
It's also great for the occasional forgetful teenager. Our robot uses 3 motors. 2 are here and the 3rd one is here. And in the future production line, we will equip it with 2 sensors as well, one for direction and one for sound. The sound is so that the human will be able to clap or speak to the robot to start the operation. However, it will also be functional if the dog barks, and it will then also start the robot. However, that function is only possible twice a day, so the dog does not get more food than it needs daily. Also, we are not using the sensors for this function, as it was easier to mathematically program the robot. So, for the demonstrating purposes, we are mathematically programming the robot.
So the robot comes equipped with 2 different ways to attach it to the bag. One is here, and that allows it to clip onto the side of the bag and then scoop from there. The other one is a base. You can set it on the floor and also scoop from there.
Our robot uses a system of counterweights, one here and one here, to balance out its arm, and I think that's demonstrated. Second time.
Hello, we are group 23, and I'm Thomas Hill from Indiana.
I'm Moat Faizan from Sri Lanka.
I'm Evan Levinsky from New Hampshire. And I am Jeremy Fortunato from New Jersey.
Okay, so we all came together with an idea the first day, but we loved Jeremy's idea. So we designed a robot to be marketed to the amputee or the paraplegic crowd. It would essentially make their life easier by allowing them to pick up distant objects without having to move and find them.
Yeah, so we have a pretty simplistic design of a claw and something that would detect if an object is there or not, but we'll get more in depth on the sensors with these guys. And yeah, we just hope you really enjoy the presentation.
Alright, so we have two touch sensors, one that is right here and one that is on the table. The one that is free-floating will be to turn the robot manually in case it goes off track. And then the one on the table is to prevent it from falling off in case it were to get near the edge, like that.
We also have an ultrasonic sensor right here. So when the robot gets closer to the object, it detects the object, it activates the claw, and the claw closes. And it can control the robot to get back.
So throughout this design, we've learned that NXT is not very precise. It is not easy to work with, and this is one of the problems we've been experiencing a lot. It keeps drifting side to side. And this is probably because our wheels are canted slightly in at the moment. So it was working last night, but things happen. So we'll give it one more try here. And yes, our left wheel is catching.
It's just the motor on these parts right here. It's disconnected. It wasn't happening before. But, you know, it's kind of stuff happens.
There we go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Olusegun. I'm from Nigeria.
I'm Veer from New Jersey.
I'm Angelina from Illinois.
I'm Christopher from North Carolina, and this is the Cabo 1.6 dishwashing device, which my partner will tell you about.
Okay, well, the Cabo 1.6 is a compilation of all our names: Christopher, Angie, Veer, and Olusegun. So that's Cabo. Then we're group 16, so 1.6, Cabo 1.6. Okay, well, we built this robot after a long time of thinking. We're actually the last group to start building. And then we saw all what you guys came up with, and then we thought that all your robots were mobile, and everyone has this belief that robots have to like move and stuff, and so we wanted to build a robot that broke this particular stereotype. So we built a robot that was fully functional and was stationary.
So some benefits of the robot, like for example, if you own a restaurant and it's a busy restaurant, it can be quite annoying if customers have to wait in line just because the table's not clear. And it can save you money if you don't have to hire as many cleaners to wash your dishes. So you can just have this on each table, and when a customer's done, he just keeps his plate right there, and he'll clean it for him. And now Angie will describe more about the robot.
So this robot can also be used at home. For example, let's say your parents don't allow you to load the dishwasher if you only have a few plates. So you would just finish eating on your plate here, set it down, and then start it. Our brick wasn't on. will explain what these two do.
Okay, so this, as you guys have all seen, is like a rotating device that spins the plate around. So like the first thing that happens is that this will wash it and that will dry it. So it cleans your plate on demand with a simple swipe of your hand.
And not only is this a time and space saving device, it also uses significantly less water and electricity than its larger dishwashing counterparts.
Thank you.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, we're group 24. I'm applying from Mongolia. This is Chris from California. He is Austin from Texas, and that's for Austin, Pakistan.
Our group found an article that listed logging as the most dangerous occupation in this country, and so we wanted to find a way to make that safer and to save lives.
So basically what we have here is a logging drone, which means it is controlled by your phone. It runs off the sensor. Touch sensor would activate the saw once you come onto the tree. And the brace would close, but we didn't have the resources to make it happen. This brace on top is to keep any trees from falling on the robot. And the two motors run the tracks, which gives it better traction on hills and other terrain. So I'm just going to demonstrate this robot in front of all of you. It moves forward and backward as well. It goes left and right. And it goes 360. So yeah, that's it.
Hello everyone, we are group 17 and I'm Ingrid Roski from Town City, California.
Hello, I am Matthias from Germany.
Hello, I'm Jalal from Youngstown, California.
I am Jason Mockley from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So our robot is a mobile path cleaner. What it does is it pushes objects with the ramp right here, and then once they get to the end, it hits them further away with the rotating hammer.
The light sensor detects the end of the table and makes a turn, and making a sound so others can know that it's changing direction.
Well, this robot can be used for either recreational use or real life use if it's upscaled in construction and things like that. So this can be used mainly for natural disasters. If there's a lot of debris down the roads and stuff like that, this can easily clear them without many people, having to volunteer or anything like that. Say that you don't have enough volunteers, you always have like a good robot that can work day and night and clean those streets.
It could also be used by blind people who don't want to worry about going into some object that is lying on the ground.
And we also have an ultrasonic sensor up top here, so it will sense any object that is too big for it to move, and it will turn away from that as well. Okay, so here's our robot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed one of the thousands of steps to success.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone. That was quite interesting. We call that a robot explosion, and we all look forward to it because it happens. It really happens. At this time in the program, I'd like to introduce to you our motivator, and the person that is behind the scenes, and that is Mr. Andy.
Okay, I went over to Italian. I'm back there, and I'm wiping my eyes. These things are soaked. God, I love you. We talked about being awesome. You became awesome. You obviously came here awesome. You didn't just show up raw material like a Lego kit. You came here not quite sure what you were going to do. Not sure what was going to happen to you, hoping it was fun, hoping that you'd meet people that actually liked you. And then you set your goals higher and higher and higher. You listen to people like Dr. Crouch, and you listen to people who made differences in this world that you are benefiting from. That is such an extraordinary thing to happen to you. When you came, you wondered. My hope, as you leave, your wonders are bigger. You wonder more. We hope you learned some things. I told you the first day, you get out of this summit what you want to get out of this summit. We're going to deliver opportunity. You determine what those opportunities mean to you. I'm going to end this in a few moments with a challenge. Because obviously, there's no way I'm going to let you get out of here without a headache. So you are responsible for what you accomplish, not just during this summit, but what you accomplish throughout the rest of your life. You do have the power within you. We saw it. If you need a stamp I have, you can put it like right here, and it says, I have the power within me. You do have the power within you, because we saw it time after time after time. You need to let the leader in you loose. You had opportunities to practice that here. And each time I saw it, it was beautiful. It kept coming. And I saw those of you who were quiet thinkers become leaders. Several of you stood up during our workshop and led discussions that we would not have predicted you would be the people who would stood up and done that. And when we see that, we see the kind of growth we hoped that you all would have in some way. And we grew in different ways, of course. Let the leader in you loose, because you need to step forward. Being a leader by yourself isn't good enough anymore. You've proven to me that you can lead. You've proven to me that if you step forward, you can make a difference. The only thing, just like when you arrived at this summit, the only difference is whether you choose to do it. Whether you choose to let that loose, whether you choose to grab onto something. You can stand around and watch other people do it. You can walk away from it because you have something you think is more important to do. But you're leaders. We didn't produce you to stand around and watch. We didn't produce you, anyone, to step away. You came to this summit for whatever reason. But I'll tell you the reason why we invited you. We need leaders. This entire world needs people like you who are willing to step forward. Because if you don't step forward, then who will? Well, we know that teamwork makes the dream work, and we know that we're better together. Keep that with you. When you connect your amazing neuron network, your prior learning and experiences, with somebody else with an amazing neuron network and different prior learnings and experiences, you have exponentially improved your power to make this better, to make anything better. Add a third person. Becomes huge. You've heard from virtually every speaker in every industry we visited that playing nice with others is one of their highest priorities for employees. The days when you could sit down in a cubby somewhere and work by yourself are gone. The problems are too difficult. The challenges are too great. And we don't have the time to wait around for somebody to to make a breakthrough by themselves in some cubbyhole. We need you to do it, and we need you to do it with others. So you are better together. Please remember that. Oh boy, what do we learn about failure? It's wonderful. It is beautiful. It made us laugh. We didn't say, oh, we said, yeah! Hoo-ah! Why? Why did we say that? Because we know in that failure the data for success was sitting there in those pieces laying on the ground. We knew every time something didn't work, it did not work for a reason that we can find and we can fix. If you can do it coming out of the gate, the first time you try it, you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything that you haven't done before. You already could do that. You only grow when it's harder. You only grow when you can't do it. And you try, and you try, and you try. And every group, whether the robot performed as it did or not, every group said, what we would do next would be. You continue to raise the bar. And it's only by raising the bar of expectations, not doing the same thing over and over, but raising the bar of expectations that you can make that difference. So embrace that failure. Have a good laugh, shake it off, move on, and stay in the struggle. It's easy to quit when it doesn't go well, but quitters haven't accomplished a thing. It's only those that said, okay, I'm taking the night off. You go to bed, and at 3 o'clock you spring up and say, got it. I know what I'm going to do. And you do it at 3 in the morning. That is leadership. That's when you let your power loose. And we're so happy that you found that. So we have a new challenge for you. And it's not going to be easy. And I'm going to put my tear things away. Sopping things and get my pocket wet. You impressed me so much that I honestly believe that you can. I believe that you can, and you can, and you can, and you can, and you can, because I can't. But I believe you can. And the challenge that I'm going to give you is personal challenge. Make this world a better place for your children when you have them. I want you to keep your children in mind. You want them in the world you're living. Is there something about this world that you want to make better? Is there some reason why you need to step forward as a leader? That you need to stay in the struggle? That you need to embrace failure and learn from it? If there's ever been a reason for you to do that, I'm going to tell you as a father and a grandfather, it's your children. That's the reason. Not some esoteric reason. Get rich for it? Great. If you don't, great. But if your children live in a world a little bit better than you live in, then you have met the promise that you were born into. See, each generation has more based on the work of the previous generation. What will your children do? We've said it a dozen times. If your children are walking around with a mobile device in their hand, then we failed. If your kids are not looking at the history of technology and seeing a smartphone and not laughing and saying, I don't believe you used that. If they're not doing that, then you failed. You haven't advanced things. So I heard projects. We all heard projects that were stunning, that were meaningful. That even if it meant that one person's life was better, it's replicable. It can be scaled. And you're the people who can do it. You chose to come to a summit in technology. You didn't decide to go to tennis camp. You were faced with materials. Quite purposefully, we choose NXT and we use NXTG. And we talk to you and you know the reason why. Because if we made it easy for you, if we made it elegant, if you were working with Java or C++, guess what? You would be able to do amazing things pretty easily with compiled languages. But if you have to work with NXTG, by the way, it developed at MIT, not particularly slouch thing, but it doesn't have the elegance of the more developed languages, which means you had to work harder. when we're working not with stainless steel, but we're working with plastic. And plastic doesn't have the plastic is plastic. And it's not going to stay like stainless steel. So those wheels aren't constructed well. The brace for the wheels are fine, the wheels go round and round. But the wheels go round and round on an axle that's not stable. It's going to go round and round and round and can't, and that's going to fall off the table, and we got to go laugh out of it. And so you learn something about engineering and design from that. We purposely do that for you. Because if you didn't struggle, we couldn't tell whether you were going to be able to stay in the struggle. And guess what? You all did. Up until 10:20 last night. Up until 10:20 last night. Those of you who wished, tinkered. Worked on it. Tweaked it. Wow. You are awesome. Let me share with you before we end and turn this over to some other people. I want to recognize somebody who's not here. Mr. Chaz. Mr. Chaz is our boss. Don't feel like he's our boss. But he's the one that decides that we ought to be here and allows us this privilege. But Mr. Chaz is first and foremost a visionary. He's a person who sees in children, young people, young adults in our world, he sees in them the opportunity to make this world better. And indeed, if he could have been here, he would have been here. Because inside him is not just a leader, inside him is a nerd. I mean, that he would be here and he would be with each one of your groups. So I think what I want to do now is to recognize Mr. Chaz for the leadership he has shown to all of us adults that are here, and the confidence he's given in us, and the direction he's given to us to make this an awesome summit for you. We do it for you, and we hope he's pleased. So, what are we going to do to thank Mr. Chaz for putting this whole thing together for us? Thank you, Chaz. Thank you, Chaz, and thank you for recognizing that. Now, there are people that you've seen and people you have not really seen. There are three people: Mama Lou, Kathy, and Courtney, who behind the scenes have been working to make sure you had a room, the room had sheets, make sure you got in here and are able to get home, make sure that everything that made us be able to spend time in a room like this, they made sure that it was happening to you. It's Mama Lou and Kathy who are off making your departure better. They left. Oh, and I just did, there was one rule from the next person I want to talk about is don't go outside of the speakers. You know that unless I am on a tether, that's not going to be able to be. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I apologize that I walked way over there, which caused all kinds of maybe transmission problems. If you heard me, and you heard that the great respect we have for Mama Lou, for Kathy and Courtney, then you know the reason why I'm wandering around and feeling good about this. But there's Mr. Steve you've got to see all week. You ought to know that Mr. Steve is a personal friend of Steph and mine. And we saw him many, many years ago, back when he was in college, at Lieberman. We saw a person who we thought was going to make a difference in the lives of young people, and indeed, he's not only made a difference, he made us see differences we didn't even know we wanted. Extraordinary. You're very fortunate to have him here leading this delegation. He's our primary leader, and you've had much opportunity to work with him. There's a gentleman who sat in your seat 4 years ago, who's now an employee of People to People, came as a delegate, and it's our technology assistant. Ethan is you. Ethan is you. Ethan is someone who came to this hoping to learn something and taught us things, as you have taught us things. So much so that he's hung around with us for the past 4 years, and this year we said, why isn't he with us all the time? So we're trying to adopt him. We've tried everything. We tried bribing, stealing, but his mom just did not going to get one. So to Ethan's mom, if you're listening, please, we're good. We raised 3 children. We have 5 grandchildren. We'll treat him nice and give him all the toys he needs. Mr. Ethan is one of those astounding people. You also know the astounding people that you know best. You know your teacher leaders. I want to tell you, man, they swing between love and frustration with every one of you every single day. Because herding cats is difficult. Cats are independent. Cats are smart. Cats really are the superior species. And you are all so good. So you will purr and we'll just melt, and then you'll snarl and we'll jump back. Okay, those people who do it 24/7 for you and your teacher leaders. So for all of those people, Ms. Deb and I would like to join you in our favorite way of honoring people in our program. Ready, set, go!
Okay, to close out our program today, we're going to ask Dr. Crouch to come back up and address you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. After a fantastic summary like that from these guys, there's not really much I can say, except one thing is that when I grew up, people who were smart and creative, and some of you maybe, were called nerds. And I've just got to tell you, after what I've seen today, being a nerd is an honorific. It's something that you should be proud of. It's something I'm proud to be a nerd. And it's not easy. It's not easy to be the leader. It's not easy to take the challenges that Andy has put forth for you here. But if you don't take those challenges, the world is just going to go down in flames. And we have to have your leadership. And being a nerd is a way to do it. So go nerds!